Welcome into the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Sr. NFC Championship game week rolls on here on the channel, and we're breaking down the latest 49ers news and rumors. Today's show brought to you by our friends at Fetch Rewards. Scan your receipts, get points back for those receipts, and over time as they accumulate, you get those points together, that leads to free gift cards. And you can get 3,000 bonus points by plugging in that link down below, chatsports.com/fetch, and enter the promo code 49ers. So with San Francisco having won 9 of their last 11 games, they're on a roll, 1 game away from their second Super Bowl in 3 years. The big question for San Francisco, what is the future of the quarterback position, and does it involve Jimmy Garoppolo? Since really early last year in 2021, it's been a wild ride for this franchise, for Jimmy Garoppolo, for Kyle Shanahan, and Trey Lance. It all really started on March 26 when San Francisco traded up to number 3 in the 2021 NFL Draft. On April 29th, that draft choice was made official when the Niners took Trey Lance out of North Dakota State, a wildly gifted quarterback prospect who we've seen show a lot of ability in his 2 starts this year. Since then, as I mentioned, it's really been a wild ride for all parties involved, but for Jimmy Garoppolo and his San Francisco tenure, he's played 2 healthy seasons in the last 3 years, and he's helped lead the Niners to 2 NFC title games. That's really impressive no matter which way you slice it up. And it was clear from the time when San Francisco made that trade with the Miami Dolphins to maneuver up the draft totem pole to get to number 3 that the clock was tipping and ticking for Jimmy Garoppolo. And his tenure at some point with the Niners was going to come to a close. And even though he's been able to improve his trade value over the last couple of weeks, I think it's inevitable that at some point he is no longer obviously going to be the starting quarterback in Kyle Shanahan's offense. And at some point, the keys are going to be given to this luxurious Kyle Shanahan offensive car to Trey Lance. Now, Kyle Shanahan, I thought, said some really fascinating things about having transparency and the organization being open about Jimmy Garoppolo's future, and that helping Kyle Shanahan, that helping the offense, that benefiting Jimmy Garoppolo, and this entire organizational process. So this is what Shanahan had to say about having organizational transparency, and in my opinion, this is just what good businesses do and good sports organizations do. Shanahan, quote, "It helped us a ton being transparent. That is the reality with where we're at. It's been that way for a while since we made that trade, and the more that we can all accept it and know it and not beat around the bush, the easier it is to go on with your jobs. That's what we've all done, and we've all enjoyed each other as people. We all respect the hell out of each other in our profession." And this is what good businesses and good organizations do. They are open and honest with themselves. They are also open and honest with a lot of their employees. And Garoppolo knew, okay, the Niners moved up to number 3 to take Trey Lance. At some point, I am no longer going to be rocking the scarlet, red, and gold as the starting quarterback for this franchise, but he's been able, and this is a credit to Garoppolo, to put those distractions to the side and just handle business. He deserves credit for that, and I think Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, and this entire organization deserve credit for how they've kind of handled this entire situation, because it could have snowballed and it could have gotten ugly, but now Niners on the precipice of making it to the Super Bowl for the second time in 3 years. So I want to ask you this. Do you want Jimmy Garoppolo to start in 2022? Not do you think he will. Do you want him to start in 2022 over Trey Lance? Type B for you want him back. Type TL for it's time for Trey Area to take over. You get your votes in. This will be the pinned comment. So if you get hit with that ad break, just scroll on down and get your votes in. As for Jimmy Garoppolo's 4 playoff wins, he is now 4-1 in his playoff career with the Niners. And a lot of people will look at these numbers and say, they've done this despite Garoppolo, and you certainly have an argument there. But when it comes down to Garoppolo's leadership qualities, for him just being able to operate Shanahan's offense efficiently, you have to give him credit for that as well. Now, against Minnesota and Green Bay in 2019, he didn't put up huge numbers in those wins, and that's really been the story throughout his playoff career in those victories. 131 passing yards against the Vikings back in 2019, followed by just 77 in that 2019 NFC Championship game. Against the Cowboys, he only chucked it for 172. And at the frozen tundra with the snow coming down, with the temperature feeling around 0, he only threw for 131 yards. But I think people undervalue how important it is to be a cool customer, to carry yourself as a leader, as the face of the franchise, and be that cool, calm, and collected cat. And that's what Garoppolo's been able to do. I also think that people don't appreciate enough just how much success Garoppolo has had as a starter for San Francisco. 31-14 as the Niners starter since getting traded for that second-round pick from the New England Patriots. 4-1 in the playoffs. 2 NFC championship games in 3 years. And if they win against the Rams on Sunday, which I think they're going to do, that's 2 Super Bowls in 3 years. Yes, his numbers aren't Mahomes-like, and yes, San Francisco is winning with a unique playoff brand of running the football and being a physical offensive team and getting after the quarterback defensively, but Garoppolo is also a part of that equation as well. As for his updated trade destinations, I think it's smart. I think it's wise for San Francisco to use Garoppolo as a trade chip. You don't have a first-round pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, and is his value, is it ever going to be as high as it is right now? I don't think so. So use that value to your advantage and trade Jimmy Garoppolo away, which I think will lead to you getting a second-round pick, maybe even a first for a desperate team. I mean, Carson Wentz got a protected first-round pick back from the Philadelphia Eagles, right? Sam Darnold got a second-round pick in that deal between the Jets and the Carolina Panthers. So I think Garoppolo is better than both those players, and I think he can get you a pretty good draft compensation back considering the amount of games that he's won, how well he plays in crunch time. So those are the updated Jimmy G trade destinations. What pick do you think that the Niners can get back for Jimmy GQ? As he's always swagged out. That part you cannot deny. You think you can get a first-round pick, a second-round pick, a third-round pick, maybe even a fourth-round pick? It's your opportunity to be as much a part of the show as I am as the host. So type 1, 2, 3, or 4 for whether or not you think the Niners can get a first, second, or third, or fourth-round pick back for Jimmy Garoppolo. And be sure to get those votes in the comment section right now. The 49ers Report presented to you today by our friends at the Fetch Rewards app. A little bit of a tongue twister, but this app is an absolute game changer. You get 3,000 bonus points by going to chatsports.com/fetch and you enter the promo code 49ers. Basically what this app entails, no matter where you make a purchase, ask for a receipt back, you take a picture with the app and you scan your receipt, then you're able to rack up bonus points over time. That then leads to you getting free gift cards to places like Amazon, Starbucks, Target, Fanatics, Walmart, and you can also connect your email to the Fetch Rewards app. And let's say you make a purchase on Amazon like the video just showed you. Because you connect your email to the Fetch Rewards app, it connects with your email and it scans your receipts via email as well over the course of about 2 weeks. So to summarize all of this up, you earn points on any receipt from any store or restaurant. Then you can redeem those points for gift cards and other rewards. And to start off, you get 3,000 bonus points by going to chatsports.com/fetch and enter the promo code 49ers. And for those of you watching right now, if you download the app using that link in that promo code and you screenshot yourself using the app on your phone and you tweet it to me over the next hour, you have an hour at Chase_Senior on Twitter. I will give you a shout and I will give you a follow back on Twitter as well as host of the 49ers Report. Of course, I'm pushing out the latest 49ers news and rumors, but just like we do on air here, I like to interact with the Niner gang on Twitter as well. So it's your opportunity to get a follow back from me. If you screenshot yourself using the app on your phone, then you tweet me that picture at Chase_Senior. Don't DM it to me. You got to tweet me. Next up on today's show, is Kyle Shanahan the real NFL Coach of the Year? Now, I don't think that he's actually going to win NFL Coach of the Year. That's going to go to somebody else who kind of came out of nowhere to lead their team to a really historic run, maybe like a Zach Taylor of the Cincinnati Bengals, because nobody expected Cincinnati to be among the final 4 teams left in the NFL playoffs. But going into this year, San Francisco did have lofty expectations. But we have to give credit where credit is due. And I think Kyle Shanahan has proven to be, really since that Rams win at Levi Stadium, the most valuable coach in the NFL. 9-2 since that disastrous and confounding 3-5 start. The Niners as a team went from being a team that had no identity to having an identity. And I have to give Kyle Shanahan credit for hiring DeMeco Ryans to take over for Robert Saleh and also elevating Mike McDaniel as the offensive coordinator. There was a lot of change within that coaching staff, but this coaching staff hasn't missed a beat. And Kyle Shanahan, as underdogs, has been able to lead the Niners to 3 consecutive epic wins. 17-point comeback in Week 18 in a do-or-die game on the road against the Rams. Then you go on the road as underdogs and take down the Dallas Cowboys as they continue to be perennial chokers. Then you go into Lambeau Field and you take down Aaron Rodgers and the number 1 seeded Green Bay Packers, a team coming off a week of rest, to put yourself in the second NFC Championship game in 3 years. And really, what's so impressive about this run for Shanahan and San Francisco, this is a team whose locker room has always remained together. And they always believe, no matter what the score is on the scoreboard, that they can come back, that they can claw back, that they can make it a game, and they're not undermatched against anybody. And that all starts with organizational culture. That all starts with the coach's message, and Kyle Shanahan certainly deserves props for that. And really at this point, when you look at the Final Four teams right now, they're a little bit flashy. Kansas City, Cincinnati, Los Angeles. 49ers are not that, though. They're tough. They're gritty, they're rugged, they're blue collar, they're winning in a style that isn't like those other 3 teams where they're running and gunning, putting up a bunch of points on the board, and really just taking your breath away offensively. 49ers have been able to win in a variety of ways, and they've won in ugly ways, they've run in spectacular fashions as well, and I think this is a throwback team with their power run game and their ability to really pressure the quarterback and play that physical brand of defense that reminds a lot of people of 1990s style football. So for that reason, I think the Niners are the most unique playoff team left. And also, the utilization of Deebo Samuel put forward by Kyle Shanahan has been tremendous. He has put the ball in the hands of his best playmaker, and he's found a way to consistently use him through the air and on the ground in a way that we really haven't seen before, making Deebo Samuel one of the most polarizing and unique players that we have seen in recent NFL history. There are also the weekly wrinkles that we see from Kyle Shanahan. He's the only head coach in the NFL who makes running the football fun, because he truly does. And a part of that, the last couple of weeks, we've seen Trent Williams lined up to the left of the tight end. We've seen Trent Williams in motion a couple of times, and that's part of the creative genius of Kyle Shanahan, and he finds a way to do this on a weekly basis. There were early season struggles, and this is a team that's been able to stay together. They've remained calm, and they've displayed this level of mental fortitude, which is really translated to the playoffs. You need that mental strength. You need that mental fortitude in hopes that you can make a deep playoff run. Green Bay, they're kind of weak in between the years. Dallas Cowboys as an organization have been that way for the last quarter century. San Francisco under Kyle Shanahan this year has not, and that's a big reason why they're 1 game away from making it in to the Super Bowl for the second time in 3 seasons. Shanahan was asked about those early season struggles, and he said, it's led us to where we are now. I always try to say that you don't label things as good or bad. You just want to learn from some things that you think are bad that can make you good later. Right now, it's looking pretty good because some of the stuff we went through this year that I don't ever want to happen, but I think that's made us who we are, and that's why we're the team that we are right now, and that's why we're still standing right now. And let me harp on this once again. 2 conference titles in 3 years under Kyle Shanahan. So for those of you who were asking for him to get fired, you got to eat the crow. Now, of course, here on the Niners Report, we gave you Kyle Shanahan's replacement video when they went 3-5, but that's because you were asking for it. But San Francisco, in recent time, has been very good, and over the last decade, they've been great. 5 NFC Championship games in the last 11 years. This is a well-run organization, and now we're at a point where San Francisco has another opportunity to add to the legacy of this historic franchise and add to their dominant rivalry against the Los Angeles Rams. A win on Sunday would give San Francisco the baseball sweep of the Rams this year, bring out the brooms for 3 consecutive wins, and San Francisco is a victory away from the Rams of making it 7 straight dubs for Kyle Shanahan over Sean McVay. That level of dominance is not something that you see in a league of parity, especially over the boy wonder that Sean McVay has been deemed as. What a season it's been. It's been a blast covering it all here on the 49ers Report, and our coverage this week only getting started right here on the channel. Do you think Kyle Shanahan is a top 5 coach in the NFL? I think he's proven to be, as I said, the most valuable coach since going 3-5, 9-2 since then, but it's your opportunity to chime in and let me know what you think. Type Y for yes, type N for no, get those votes in, and on our live show, we'll give you some shout outs.